So I just woke up and we're getting a new roof. So that's happening. And this is not a typical day. This is like a one-time thing. But yeah, I wake up first usually. Sometimes I do some work while I'm still sleeping. No. Yeah, so it's morning time. So the way things used to go, I would come over here to my closet, and I would come inside of my closet, and I would sit down on a chair inside of my closet. But since then, since like 2 weeks ago, I moved into underneath my bed. So I get down here, and I get settled in, and I get my double monitor set up, and I go to school. Yeah, so today is Thursday, so I go to stats first. And then after that I go to English, and that's school. I do that immediately after I wake up usually because I get up around 10. Sometimes I have coffee. Also on Wednesdays and Fridays I go to jazz band at 8 o'clock. Yeah. Yep. Speaking of coffee, I need to get coffee. I need my coffee. I need it. Are we out of mugs? Espresso it is then. Jeez. I got an espresso maker like 4 years ago for Christmas. It's my lifeblood. So, yeah. Give me my Nespresso. George Clooney recommends it, so why shouldn't I? And some mornings, my cat is here. Look at that, look at that. Look at that cat. Hi, Bean. She's a good one. Classic. Lifeblood. Okay, now it's class time. I'll be back in like 2 hours.
2 hours later.
Okay, so I'm done with class, but because it's a B week, actually it's a week missing a Friday, but usually I have like 2 hours to myself because 2 class periods are not there. And so sometimes I use that to do intern work. So I'm gonna scoot out of my weird blanket fort that I live in into the closet that I used to live in. So yeah, here's my drawer. One of my work drawers. I have 3. What we have in here are little point-mounted beetles, hundreds of them. And what I've been doing lately is putting extra little pieces of paper on the bottom so that you can tell what they are. These aren't identified or like sorted yet, because a lot of these are just like some dude went to Cypress, Illinois in 1948 and then sweeped up 6 little beetles of assorted size and color. Then other ones of these are just like, hey, have 12 of the same beetle. And that was a nice little voice crack there. I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, I have the drawer in here because I don't use my closet as a living space anymore, and it has a perfect little shelf that I can just grab stuff out of. And then I bring it into my wonderful little house here, and I work on it, and I put more labels on there. So that's one of the few things I do. Other times I lurk down into my basement. I don't think anyone's down there right now, but I slink my way down these concrete stairs and come over to my basement desk, which used to be my normal desk, but now I have a big desk underneath my bed. And sometimes I put my laptop here so I can talk to my buddies while I'm pinning little beetles. I also have this microscope thing that you plug into your computer and it magnifies it pretty well. And then down here on the floor, you see that? That's my other drawer. It's got nothing in it. I got this drawer, which has some unpinned specimens. See these? They're chock full of little beetles just waiting to be beetled. Oh, it won't spin. Okay, well, I'm still learning how to film on an iPhone, even though I've had one my entire life. Also, these are identification cards. Each beetle that I database, I put one of these on, and then it identifies it, and it's pretty cool. It's a system. It works. Stay there. In the all right. I gotta turn the camera around. So, hold on. Give me a minute. Okay, now in here, this is my mom's. Get out of here. Get out of here. In this tub here, we have several larger beetles, but these are all ones that I pinned and such. These are the ones I'm working on currently. There's just 100 little rove beetles in there, and it's taken a while, man. All of these, like Arkansas, all these, where is it? All the packets from Arkansas which are the ones that I'm working on. Give me a second. There's so many things. Okay. All of these packets have like 20 to 300 beetles in them, and I'm working my way through it. All 4 of these things had packets in them, and the most they would have is like 30. And these are just full of them, and it's taken me a little longer. But Tommy and I are gonna start doing identification soon. We did several seminars where we talked about how to identify certain families of beetle, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so when my free time is up, which is from like noon to 2 usually, on Wednesdays I have a meeting with Tommy just by himself with me, and we do identification seminars. He tells me what to look for when checking out bugs, beetles specifically. Got a big old book for that. Check this out. This is a big one. Perfect. It's chunky. It's a big old book. It's about as thick as a tenebrion. Oh, you get me? No. So yeah, on Wednesdays that happens. Oh, sorry about the big bang. There's still roof work going on. So me and Tommy, we do that stuff on Wednesday, and then on Thursdays at 2 o'clock, which is today, we have a faculty meeting with everybody who works at the collection. And because I have all my stuff at home, I don't really get to interact with them very much, but they're still around. They're there, and they do work. And so today in the meeting, I'm gonna have them tell what they do at the collection. So yeah. Oh, also, Tommy said that he would record the Zoom meeting, so this is going to be easier to edit than I thought it would be. Thanks for watching.
All right. Will has some stuff. So Will, as you all sort of know, Will is doing a internship through his high school, and occasionally has assignments he has to do for his collection work. And one of those assignments today is to ask everyone who he's working with some questions. So Will, do you want to go ahead and take it away?
Yeah, sure. Could everyone just go through real quick? I know we've done this before, but could you just go real quick and just summarize what you do in the collection?
I guess I'll go first. So I'm the insect collections manager. I'm responsible for the entire collection. I basically am in charge of managing people working in the collection, but also the safety of the specimens. I'm making sure that they come in and out of the collection properly, along with doing a little bit of my own research and managing what is the second largest insect collection of preserved specimens in Illinois, kind of like a big bug library. So yeah, there's a lot of other smaller things that go into that, but that's like the larger picture summary. So, and because we don't have I don't know, well, I'm just going to say, Lily, go next.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lily. I am an insect collection assistant. I've done and worked on many projects, including like databasing, preparing specimens. I did do some photography with the camera this past year. Yeah, I think that's about it. It's fun.
Yeah. Sarah, can you go again? I know we
Yeah.
did this earlier. But...
So I'm Sara. I am an academic hourly, so essentially I am not a student of the university, but I kind of get employed by them on an hourly basis. I am part of a project. What's the grant called specifically?
Terrestrial parasite tracker.
Oh, okay. So it's pretty close. It's a terrestrial parasite tracker. And essentially, there's a bunch of specimens of terrestrial parasites in vials and pinned, and I have worked on 3 different like orders essentially at this point: lice, fleas, and hippoboscidae. Hippoboscidae, which are a type of like louse fly, right? Is that the common name? And so they are in vials. I take them out, photograph them, and then like photograph them in all of their labels, and then I upload that onto a TaxonWorks, which is a taxon database, and then I parse the data, and that's what I do.
Thanks. Emily?
Yeah, I can go next. So hi, I'm Emily. I'm a graduate student getting my master's in entomology. I started off working in the collection as an hourly about a little over a year ago, and then I've switched to being a graduate student since then. But my research is focused around ticks, specifically tick diversity and distribution in Illinois. So what that means in the collection is that in the past, I was identifying a lot of our unidentified ticks in the collection, databasing them, and then recently I've kind of switched more over to doing some photography. I'm working on developing a taxonomic key for the ticks of Illinois, so I've just been taking a bunch of photos of them.
Cool, thanks. Michelle?
Hi, I'm Michelle. Sorry, my video doesn't work. I am assistant to collection manager. I do pretty much anything and everything that has to do with collection management, specifically care of the collection. So I don't do any specific research, or at least I haven't so far, because I kind of like a little bit of everything. So a lot of sorting and cleaning and loans, and the list is kind of endless. Sometimes reports, supervising volunteers when we have them, things like that.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. That's all I need.
Great, thanks, Will.
All right, so next up, the meeting's over and things went well, and it's in the video now that I am currently editing. So yeah, next I should probably show you what TaxonWorks is and how I use it in my work. Also, say hello to special guest, my microphone. Thank you. Good. Oh, need to sign in. Hold on. All right. So this is TaxonWorks. It's a database for collections, and you see this one. That's the name. This is part of the INHS Insect Collection, Illinois Natural History Survey. So what I do is I take one of those packets, and each of those packets has like a name and a place and a date and such on it, and like a I take those, and that is a collecting event. So then I go in here and I put exactly what's on the label in this field, and I put the town or like city, or if it's at a state park, I say what state park it is. And usually there isn't any like geo coordinates on it. So, I mean, usually I forget about these. And then sometimes it'll say like sea level, or like usually it's never like 50 feet above sea level, blah blah blah. Usually it's just like, we're in Italy and this is right next to the ocean or something like that. And habitat, you put if the label has like if the beetles are feeding on a plant, you put that on there, or if it's next to a light, that's the habitat. And then you put the date on the label, which is, for the ones I've been doing, between like 1935 and 1950-ish. So they're pretty old. A lot of these beetles were dead before your parents were born. So, and then you put the collectors. A lot of them are by a guy whose last name is Stannard. He collected a lot of beetles at one point. Method, sometimes it says like they collected these from like sweeping in a field or something, or they were up next to a trap light or something. And then trip identifiers, like the special code that sometimes collectors put on their stuff so they know which trip they put it on. And then what I do is I go to a geographic area, and then I put like a county or something in here, and then you go to georeference, and then you can be like, oh, check this out. This bug was caught in, this bug was caught in Urbana. Wow, isn't that cool? I don't know exactly where, but it's within this area. So that happens sometimes. Then I put the date of the collecting event on it, and then the end date, because sometimes it's like a trip. So usually it's just the same. That's why there's a clone button, because you can just put it in and then hit clone, and then it duplicates it. And then you put the collectors, and there's like a database of collectors. See, like a Stannard. Yeah, see, there's a couple of Stannards. This is just an example. And then used to be this generate label thing would take the stuff in these fields and put it into a label. But it wasn't working before because this software is still in beta or in development. So usually you would just copy. Oh, come on, focus. Focus. Come on. Okay. We would just copy the verbatim label and put it in here. And then you'd say how many you're going to print. Whoa, that was another great little thing. So yeah, that's cool. That's how you make a collecting event. So here's a filled in example. This one's from Falconara, Italy, at sea level, June 10th, 1945, on vegetation. So it would be at Falconara, sea level, on vegetation, June 10th, 1945. And I couldn't tell who collected it because they signed it with this really weird little swoosh. And I guess it kind of looks like an SJS. So what can I get here, right? So put that in here. Got the georeference, Italy, ding ding ding. Got the day, month, year. So yeah, and then what you do after that is you go to add, and this is how many specimens are in there. And you can put how many specimens are in the packet. For the one with all the rove beetles, it's probably going to be somewhere like 100. And that's going to be a pain to pin. But yeah, so you say there's no label. INHS insect collection. And then you put the catalog number, that sheet that I pulled up with all the little squares and things. This is what that was made up of. So you put the one in there, and then it does the math for you and counts up to the end, and then you can just cut them all out. And then you can say it's pinned, and then you can put INHS, Illinois Natural History Survey, in this one. And then most, if not all, of the beetles that I've pinned are adults. I usually don't bother with these because I'm not that experienced. And then here's the determination. So this is where you put in what kind of bug it is. Say like yeah, I don't know any of these. Determiner, this is who decided that it was what it is. So I'm in this. Check that out. Quisenberry, J. Will, that's me. 213 uses. Whoa. There's also another Quisenberry in here. SS Quisenberry, and she is currently administration at like Alabama or Georgia University or something. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I reached out to her. But yeah, so that's the database. It's pretty straightforward. I can't save this because there is another specimen that I'm adding. But yeah, so oh, there's an ant on my screen. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Okay, it's darker now because I did things. Check it out. The roofing's done. The roof is done. So yeah, this is after dinner. So I mean, it's sort of later. I didn't keep up. But now what I usually do is I do homework for school, you know, the thing that children do. Guess what? Tonight is Thursday and I don't have school tomorrow, so I'm not doing any of my freaking homework. I don't have to do it. I don't got to worry about it. So instead, I'm going to spend too much time on my Discord community and maybe play some video games. But usually, on nights where I have homework due tomorrow and tomorrow isn't a day off, I do my homework like a good little boy. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. After reading the assignment again, I realized that this is a lot more than you asked for, but guess what? Have fun watching it. Thanks.